Que-stead-Que, what you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Hello, and hello, my fiber fun. Well, JD and I are leaving the lake at 8:02.
Dust dark.
Dust dark. We struggle fish today, y'all. It was desperation. We got up here at about, what time we get here? About 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. And so we said, well, we may as well stay until later because we know right around 6 o'clock they do bite, usually. And so it was windy all day, so it was just bad. Right around 5 o'clock, the wind died down. We caught a couple here and there, but not enough to make it worth our while for this trip. All of a sudden, at about 6 o'clock, the party was on. I caught my personal best, y'all. And I might make a short to show y'all my personal best bluegill. That thing is huge. The size of my head, okay? So we ended up catching quite a few. So now we're on our way home. We'll be getting home at about 9 o'clock.
And let me tell you how bad it was. It was so bad that we didn't even argue. We agreed on everything.
Right, yeah, because JD and I usually argue.
We was desperate. We ain't fuss. We ain't cuss.
And then we use science.
Right.
We use science to determine where the fish was going to be after, because the wind had started to die. And I was like, JD, let's move and go to the deeper water. I said, and if we're going to catch them, that's going to be where we'll catch them. And we scientifically figured that out, and that was it.
I said, we got to do like the bass fishermen and figure out the pattern, okay?
The pattern, the strike zone, we did all that. We were calculating,
right.
and it paid off for us. We ended up leaving with a respectable amount. We didn't get the limit, but we got close to it. So, yeah. So I have some work to do when I get home. I'm not going to do everything tonight. I usually scale and clean them that night. But I mean the night of, but I'm tired. And then my friend Butch's funeral is tomorrow. I have to watch part of that. And then I have to go to my doctor at 3:30. So if the funeral's not over with by then, which it should be, but it's 3:30 our time. The funeral starts at 12 o'clock Oklahoma time, which is 1 o'clock our time. So it may or may not be over with when I leave. So I'll probably set the phone up to record the rest. I have a feeling they're going to post it on YouTube, but they may not. So I can always set my phone up on the tripod and record it from the TV when I leave. That way I'll at least see the remainder if it's not over with by then. Okay, you guys, so I'm off. We're on our way up the road. We got a ways to go.
Let me give her props. I caught the most, but she caught some monsters. She got some slabs today. I got to give it to her because I put her in my spot by the pallet.
Yeah, I ended up catching my personal best today. Yep, I really did. So I'm really happy about that. I had never caught a bluegill that big in my life.
Well, we had to salvage a garbage day because it was bad for.
And you know what? We did catch a lot of perch, you guys, but we don't like cleaning perch. That's something you need to fillet, and they have to be jumbo.
They weren't jumbo.
Yeah, they weren't jumbo, but they were keepers.
Borderline.
Yeah, they were keepers, but we didn't feel like fooling with those, so we threw those back. JD caught a catfish, so did you keep that fish?
Yeah, I caught the
okay.
The biggest one got off. I hooked another one, got into the bank, but he got off.
Yep, so JD did get a catfish along with his bluegills. Me, I just had straight bluegills. Yep, so alrighty, so we're gonna get off of here from now. I'm gonna just rest and relax as we travel. Oh, we're gonna stop to get something to eat on our way before we get to the highway. So yep, so we'll be getting home around 9ish or a little bit later than that. But no more fishing for.
Tell them about. We said we're gonna leave at 6. Then we said we're gonna leave at 7. It was.
Yep. And then finally we said we're gonna leave once the fish stop biting. Right. And they really hadn't stopped biting, but it started getting dusk, and it started getting cold. The temperature dropped, and then after where's our? Oh, okay. We still got a half a tank. Yeah. Then then the temperature started dropping, and then they slowed down. They were still biting, but they slowed down. And so JD and I said, let's do one more cast, and then we can leave. And so that's what we did.
Tried to catch one for the road, and it didn't happen.
Yep. But when they were biting fast and furious, it's like we worked. Okay, my arm is sore. So okay, you guys. So we're heading up. We're just about on up the road. Our Are we close to the lighthouse? I want to show y'all my my favorite spot. I'm gonna just stay on, you guys. We'll make this a video because it's a lighthouse that I love. Yeah. And all this.
Yeah, it is right there. Yeah.
Okay, yep. We're at the lighthouse. Hold on, you guys. Now we're at Lake St. Clair. All these homes are on water. You can see, like at the businesses, you can see some of the water, but this lake runs from the highway and beyond all the way to where we go, where we fish in the channels at the island.
And then it turns into lake.
And then like on the side here, you see water. People used to fish right in here. These are little canals, and this is what we fish. And here's the lighthouse, you guys. It's called the Colony. We love it. For some reason, it always lets us know we're close.
They just refurbished it.
And they just refurbished it. It's a landmark here in Michigan, and there it is. It's called the Colony.
And it's in use again.
Oh yeah. We said we're gonna stop here one day and tour it.
Yeah, they have tours. Yeah.
Yep, they do tours. Oops, let me zoom out. We just passed it.
This is the east side of Lake St. Clair.
Yep. But this water you see on the side of the road, they used to allow you to park on the side of the road and fish, and that's where you caught your real big bluegills. The water looks just shallow, but it's not. It's deep. And these little canals, oh, it's the best fishing you can ever have in your life.
Surrounded by water. St. Clair is between Lake Huron and Lake Erie.
Yep. And where we're at now, whenever it's a bad winter, the water will freeze and they'll have to shut down the ferry and people can't get off the island, the residents. But if it floods, a lot of rain, which we've had, it's been a couple of years now, this whole road floods so bad that they have to shut the road down, so you still can't get to and from the island. So we always look at the weather report before, or if we know the weather is bad or has been bad, we make sure that it hasn't been flooded out. We can always call Champion Auto Ferry and find out what's happening before we come up this way. But this is it. We were at Harson's Island. I didn't do any filming while I was there because it was just such a bad day.
Too busy trying to catch a fish.
And then when they did start biting, I wasn't going to set up the camera then. But boy, I wish y'all could have seen me pulling in my personal best. Okay, so I'm off of here. We're just about, we're almost at Anchor Bay, so we're almost at the restaurant. So, okay.
Hey, I knew she had a good one because it sounded like she was having sex. Ooh, ooh.
And that's just what I was doing. I was like, ooh. I was like, JD. And in fact, I told him, come over here and pull this thing in. But he went into the weeds. So what I did was I released the bail on my rod. Let's see, here's some water here. I released the bail on my rod and I was able to, okay, here's the water. Okay, we have water over here. I just want y'all to see it. This is Michigan, you guys. But anyway, I released the bail on my rod and the fish finally swam out, and that's when I finally got them in.
Okay, so this road right here is between Lake Huron, then it goes to Port Huron, then it goes to St. Clair, Lake St. Clair.
That's where we were fishing.
St. Clair River, then the Detroit River,
then Lake Erie. And everything, and then don't forget the Clinton River.
And it's all the tributaries, fishing areas, all in between that you got. And if you get out on them big lakes, you better have a big boat.
And they're all connected. Then on top of that, what's the lake for Canada? Because we're close to Canada, you guys.
Yeah, right, yeah, you go up there and go.
Warpoo Island. It's called Warpoo Island, and that's the other side of Harson's Island. Yeah. Then we have Selfridge, which is where we're close to now. Then we have the Spillway in Mount Clemens. We said we're going to hit that this summer. It's a spillway where you can catch a lot of good fish. It's, you know, in Michigan, we take water for granted, to tell you the truth. Even in our, you know, in my little urban city, I'm surrounded by 3 lakes. I would have a lake view if it wasn't for the trees in my backyard and stuff. But we anywhere you can go within a block or two, anywhere.
The most fresh water in the world.
Yep, in Michigan.
Yep.
That's why they call us the Great Lake State. A lot of people live on the water.
There's no more fresher water.
There we go. There's the big lake. That's Lake St. Clair.
Yeah. And when we visit Selfridge Air Force Base,
It's Lake St. Clair.
Those trees across this lake is where we be at.
Yep. That's another spot where
see
you
all
can.
the way over here from there on a clear day.
Yep. And these homes, it looks more urban than my neighborhood. $1 million. You're not gonna pay any less.
I was gonna say they talk like rednecks.
Yep.
Just like going to the country.
Yep.
You go back down these dirt roads, you will be in the country. You down them dirt roads,
Yep.
not showing one of them dirt roads coming up.
Yep. Okay, so let me get off because I don't want this. We're at 10 minutes, so I'll come back with a short to show you my personal best since I bragged about it. Okay, so I'm gonna get off because we're just about at the restaurant, and then we'll be at the highway as soon as we leave the restaurant. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.
This dude getting us on too. He doing 60.
Yes, he is. I see.
Down to 55.
Okay, bye-bye, you guys.